Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You might want to sit down because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire NFC North. And it involves a potential blockbuster trade that could seriously boost the Packers' offense and make them even more dangerous as they push toward the playoffs. Rumors are swirling around a possible deal that would send Saquon Barkley from the Philadelphia Eagles to the Green Bay Packers. And trust me, this isn't just some idle speculation. This is something that could reshape the landscape of the division and give the Packers a real shot at making a deep Super Bowl run. Let's break it down. According to reports from Adam Schefter and other insiders, the Eagles, sitting at 9-5 but facing some serious salary cap crunches after extending Jalen Hurts with a $50 million hit, are exploring ways to free up cap space. One of the ideas on the table is trading Barkley, who's been a force this season, to the Packers. In exchange, the Eagles would receive a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, along with a conditional third-round pick. This move would free up around $12 million in cap space for Philadelphia, which they need to bolster their defensive line after allowing a staggering 130 yards per rush attempt this year. Now for the Packers, this could be a game-changer. Right now, Green Bay has roughly $94 million in cap space, according to Over the Cap as of December 2025, and they're looking for ways to upgrade their roster. Acquiring Barkley, a 28-year-old running back who's been incredibly productive, makes perfect sense. The Packers are known for restructuring contracts when needed, and bringing in such an explosive player could help them take a significant step forward. Barkley's stats this season are impressive: 218 carries for 862 yards and 5 touchdowns, with a solid 40 yards per carry average. He's also a top-tier receiving threat, with 350 catches for 500 yards over his career, and he's been remarkably efficient when healthy. Speaking of health, Barkley missed 2 games this year due to an ankle injury, but his metrics are still among the best for running backs in the league. His YAC, yards after contact, stands at 5.2 yards, and his EPA per rush is plus 0.25, which is outstanding. His career total of over 0 rushing yards and 53 touchdowns since entering the league in 2018 makes him a proven star. Plus, he was selected to the Pro Bowl in 2024, when he rushed for 500 yards with an average of 4.6 yards per carry, and he's a player who can change the dynamics of any offense. The Eagles are making this move for a few reasons. First, they're looking ahead to 2026, where they have more than $10 million in cap space, but are wary of their over 30 running backs and the need to develop younger talent like Gainwell, who already has 600 yards this season. There's also some skepticism about their long-term playoff chances, especially with a defense ranked 16th, giving up 22 points per game. Losing Barkley would weaken their run game, which has been one of their strengths, and could put more pressure on their passing game and defense to keep them competitive. For the Packers, snagging Barkley isn't just about adding a talented back for the sake of it. It's about addressing immediate needs and maximizing their offensive potential. With Aaron Jones potentially missing more time due to injury, and A.J. Dillon being a bit inconsistent, Barkley's addition could fill in the gaps and even elevate the run game to new heights. Right now, Green Bay averages around 120 rushing yards per game, ranking 14th in the league, but with Barkley's explosive style, that number could easily jump to 150 yards per game, pushing the Packers into the top-tier rushing offenses. That's huge because it opens up play-action opportunities for Jordan Love and keeps defenses honest. Adding Barkley would also have a tangible impact on the offense's efficiency and overall balance. The Packers have been somewhat one-dimensional at times, relying heavily on the passing game, which has been effective but also predictable. Bringing in a back like Barkley creates more options, allowing Love to work with a dual-threat approach that keeps defenses guessing. We've seen what a dynamic running game can do. Just look at the Vikings in 2022, who surged after boosting their ground game by over 140 yards per game following the addition of Dalvin Cook and others. It's that kind of balance that can make Green Bay a nightmare to defend. Statistically, Barkley's presence could boost the Packers' offensive output by over 200 yards this season, easing some of the pressure on Jordan Love. Love has been solid but under some duress, being sacked 28 times so far. More run support means more play action, which historically has been a key factor for teams like the 49ers in 2019, when Christian McCaffrey's presence elevated their offense by around 15%. A healthier, more balanced attack could reduce Love's pressure and lead to more sustained drives, keeping the defense rested and the scoreboard ticking. Of course, the ripple effects are what make this trade so enticing. The Packers' rushing yards could jump from 120 to around 150 per game, and their EPA per rush could see an increase of around 18%. This would elevate Green Bay from a mid-tier rushing team to a top-tier one, which is exactly what they need to push toward the postseason with confidence. A more potent run game also helps their defense, as they'll be able to control the clock better and keep opposing offenses off the field. Now looking ahead to the playoffs, this kind of upgrade could be the X factor that pushes the Packers from a good team into a serious contender. Odds currently favor Green Bay at around plus 750, but with Barkley in the mix, those odds could shorten to plus 500, according to FanDuel. When you think about it, Barkley's playoff experience, including 4 career playoff rushing touchdowns, adds a layer of playoff readiness the Packers could really benefit from. His ability to perform in high-pressure moments could be the difference-maker in tight games, especially against teams like the Rams, where ESPN simulations show a 72% win probability with Barkley compared to 55% without him. And let's not forget about Lambeau Field, that legendary cold environment that's been a fortress for the Packers for decades. Adding a player like Barkley makes the Packers' offense even more unpredictable and dangerous in December and January. It's reminiscent of the 2010 Starks run, which helped propel Green Bay to their last Super Bowl victory. This trade, if it goes through, would be a bold statement, showing that the Packers are all in on making another deep playoff push and finally bringing home their 5th Lombardi trophy. So all in all, this potential move for Saquon Barkley is more than just a rumor. It's a symbol of the Packers' aggressive approach to building a championship-caliber team. They're balancing the roster, fixing some of their weaknesses, and adding explosive playmakers at the right time of the season. If it happens, it could be the spark that ignites Green Bay's Super Bowl ambitions and leaves their division rivals scrambling to catch up. The NFC North is about to get a whole lot more interesting, and Packers fans should be excited about what's ahead. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking forward, fans should keep an eye on how this situation develops. The Packers are always looking for ways to improve, especially on offense. With the season winding down and playoff spots up for grabs, adding a player like Barkley could be the move that defines their year. Jordan Love has shown flashes of greatness, but he needs that extra help, that seasoned, explosive back to turn close games into wins. As the Packers continue their push, this potential trade could be the piece they need to finally break through and contend for another Super Bowl. And honestly, if they manage to land Barkley, it's going to energize the entire fan base. Lambeau Field will be rocking, and the team's confidence will skyrocket. It's about creating that perfect storm, the right mix of talent, scheme, and grit that can carry the Packers through the playoffs and into the history books once again. This is the kind of move that could make the difference between a good season and a legendary one, and Green Bay fans should be excited about the possibilities. So as we watch this story unfold, remember, the NFL is unpredictable, and sometimes a bold trade like this can change everything. The Packers are always ready to pounce when the opportunity arises, and right now, the opportunity is knocking loud and clear. Whether it's a move to bolster the run game or to send a message to the rest of the league, one thing is for sure, Green Bay is not backing down. They're aiming for that 6th Super Bowl, and with a little help from some big-name talent, they might just get there. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.